Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are diving into very common question. What's the difference between an ER diagram and database schema? If you are new to database or just need a refresher, stick around. We are going to break it all down in simple terms. Let's get started. ER diagrams help us visualize the relationships between entities, making it easier to communicate with stakeholders and model business logic. On the other hand, database schemas or relational schemas provide the technical blueprint for implementing the database, defining how we store data and how to manage data. An ER diagram stands for Entity Relationship Diagram. It's conceptual model of the database that help us visualize how the data is structured and how different entities in the system are related. Think of it as high-level blueprint of your database. On the other hand, a database schema is actual construction of the database. The actual design that you would implement in a database management system like MySQL, Oracle or SQL Server. Now, let's compare these two concepts. First one, purpose. An ER diagram is more conceptual. It's all about showing how different pieces of data relates to each other without worrying about the technical details of the implementation. You will see things like entities, relationships and attributes. You will see things like entities, relationships and attributes. A database schema, however, is a much more detailed design. It's a logical representation of data that shows how the data in the database should be stored logically. It focuses on how the data will be stored and organized in the database with tables, columns, keys and constraints. Okay, let's go to see the comparison of components. In ER diagram, you have entities which represent objects in the system like lecturer or student. These entities have attributes such as name or ID, and the relationships show how these entities interact, like a faculty has many lecturers. In database schema, these entities become tables which hold the actual data. The attributes from the ER diagram turn into columns in these tables and keys come into play to maintain data integrity. You also have constraints like not null, unique to ensure the quality of the data. Okay, now turn into implementation. An ER diagram is not something you can run directly in the database. It's more of a blueprint or plan that guides how the actual database will look. Once you are ready, you will convert that plan into a database schema. The database schema on the other hand is ready to be implemented in the database. It's the final step before actually storing your data. So to sum it up, the ER diagram helps you design your database conceptually, focusing on entities, attributes and entities relationships. Meanwhile, the database schema takes that concept and translates it into actual working structure that a database management system can use. I hope this clears up the differences for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions about database design or if there's something else you would like me to cover. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe for more tech tips.